Hello, welcome to this video session. In this video, we are going to discuss about a problem which is based on the intercooling concept in the gas turbine. In previous video, we have discussed about the principle, how the working of intercooling and the concept behind the intercooling, the reason behind the intercooling, why we are introduced in the Brayton cycle. This video, we will discuss about how to apply the concept into a numericals. This is the problem which we consider for our explanation today. It is one of the typical problem which will give the clarity about the remaining simple problem. See, the problem goes like this. The problem is something. It's in a Brayton cycle gas turbine power plant. The minimum and maximum temperature of the cycle are 300 degree Kelvin and 1200 degree Kelvin. The compression is carried out in the two stages of equal pressure ratio. The pressure ratio for both the stages of compression are equal with same intercooling. Okay, the minimum temperature of the cycle after the first stage of compression will be the same equal. Okay, during intercooling process, the temperature bring back to the initial stage of the or initial temperature of the compressor. That is what they are trying to say, explain in this line. The entire expansion is carried out in one stage, single stage. So expansion, it's a single stage compression. Then the isentropic efficiency of both the compressor are 0.85 and that of turbine is 0.9. That means isentropic efficiency of compression 1 C1 and compression 2 C2 are 0.85 and that of turbine is 0.9. Now they ask us to determine the overall pressure ratio that would give the maximum net work per kilogram of working fluid. They ask us to find the pressure ratio or optimum pressure ratio which give the maximum net work done or maximum efficiency in the turbine. And they are asking us to assume that gamma value is 1.4. Even though if they are not given, we need to assume this as 1.4. This is a schematic representation of basic intercooling gas turbine cycle. C1 and C2 two compressor and combustion takes place between the stage 4 and 5 and a turbine is a single stage turbine and the efficiency of each compressor is given, efficiency of turbine is given, the initial temperature T1 which is equal to T3 and the maximum temperature T5 that is also given in the problem. So that is what they get given. So T5 maximum temperature, T1 is the minimum temperature, and the pressure ratio of P2 by at each stage is compressor. P2 by P1 and P4 by P1 is given are equal. That is what they are given, and the minimum temperature also given. Efficiency of compressor is 0.85, efficiency of turbine is 0.9, and the pressure ratio P2 by P1 is equal to P4 by P1. So that and they also mentioned that both are equal, and we know that the pressure ratio of each stage of the compressor is equal to the square root of the overall pressure ratio happen in the cycle, that is between P4 by P1. Okay, that overall pressure ratio is nothing but RP represents by RP, so that the intermediate pressure ratio is equal to, or the pressure ratio of the each stage compressor is equal to the square root of overall pressure ratio RP. And for the process 1 to 2, that is compression, isentropic compression takes place inside the compressor 1, T2 by T1, this is the isentropic relation, and from this relation we can easily find out the temperature T2, we know the value of T1, so T2 by T1 becomes RP to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by 2 gamma, because P2 by P1 is equal to square root of RP overall pressure ratio. So that are equal to RP, or in the other sense, or in the sense RP is equal to overall pressure ratio of the compressor 1 is equal to 1 by 2 of overall pressure ratio. And same principle applied here for the process 3 to 4, the compression C2, and T4 by T1 is equal to RP to the power gamma minus divided by 2 gamma, where RP is the overall pressure ratio P4 by P1. And for the same principle we are applying in the turbine. Turbine is a single stage, so that it will not come anything. So the ratio is T5 by T6, that is equal to P5 by P6 to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. And we also know that P5 is equal to P4 because constant pressure heat addition between the state 4 and 5, and P6 is equal to P1, that is nothing but constant pressure heat rejection between the state state 6 and 1. So P4 by P1, P1 is nothing but the overall pressure ratio, overall pressure ratio and RP, and so T5 by T6 is equal to RP power to the RP to the RP raised to gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. From this, we can easily find out the value of T6 because we know the value of RP and T5. And the overall work compressor work is WC is nothing but the individual compressor work summation, WC1 plus WC2, and C1 is nothing but CP into T2 dash minus T1. So now since isentropic efficiency as given in this problem, we need to consider the uh, actual work done. Okay, if they are not mentioned about isentropic efficiency in the problem, we can directly take the ideal work done. So for actual work done, the temperature range differences we need to consider T2 dash divided by T1 in the TS diagram. If you can observe in the diagram, we can say that take the value of dotted line instead of straight line between 1 and 2. So same thing for turbine as well. So instead of T4 by T3, second compressor is WC2 CP into T4 minus T4 T3 T4 dash minus T3, and T4 dash is no temperature at the end of the actual compression in the C2 at compressor 2, and we know that T3 is equal to T1. So replace T3 by T1. This is the overall compressor work expression. And from the isentropic efficiency of compressor, we can easily find out the what is it actual temperature difference. So isentropic efficiency of compressor is defined as the ideal work done to the actual work done of the compressor. So ideal work done is T1 minus T2, actual work done is nothing but T2 dash minus T1. And the isentropic efficiency of compressor for both stage, both compressor are equal. That was given in the problem. So this is equal to T4 by T3 for the stage 2 compressor actual work done, and not actual ideal work done to the actual work done of the stage 2 compressor C2 here, T4 dash minus T3, and we know that T3 is equal to T1. So T4 minus T1 divided by T4 dash divided minus T1. This is isentropic efficiency of the compressor. So, in this previous no, expression, overall work done, we replace the T2 dash minus T1 from this equation, efficiency, isentropic efficiency relationship. So, you take this out, the complete term will be T2 dash divided by minus T1 becomes T2 by T1 divided by isentropic efficiency of compressor. So, that is what they have done here. And same thing for second stage compressor. So, in this take T1 outside, which is common. When you take it outside, T2 divided by T1 minus 1 and T4 minus uh, T4 divided by T1 minus 1 we will get. So now replace the value of T2 by T1 as RP, which we have derived here in the previous problem. T4 by T1 is equal to RP to the power of gamma minus 1, and T2 by T1 is equal to RP to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by 2 gamma. Same thing you replace in this formula, you will get the overall compressor or the net compressor work or the overall compressor work done. We can get this as like as 2 into Cp it multiplied by T1, overall multiplication of Rp to the power gamma minus 1 divided by 2 gamma minus 1 divided by isentropic efficiency of compressor. Now we will go how to calculate the turbine work. Turbine work formula, we know that it's nothing but mCp delta T. Mass is 1 kg. We need to assume that one. Even the problem it is mentioned that. And Cp into T5 minus T6 because we need to consider the actual work done. The reason is in the problem they are given the isentropic work done of isentropic efficiency of the turbine value. So when isentropic efficiency for compressor and turbine given, we need to consider the actual rather the ideal one. So to calculate this isentropic efficiency, we know that isentropic efficiency of turbine is nothing but actual work done inside in the turbine to the ideal work done by the turbine. Okay, so T5 minus T6 in the numerator. No, you cross multiply this, we will get WT as Cp into T5 minus T6 multiplied by efficiency of isentropic turbine. Okay, take T5 outside in both, no, that the complete no, relation or representation will change like this with respect to pressure rise RP. Pressure, not pressure rise, pressure ratio. So net work done is nothing but the difference between the work done of turbine and compressor. WT minus WC, not T. It's by type of mistake. It is WC. So WT, we know that we previously we have calculated WT as well as WC. Now replace both the value here. You will get the overall efficiency or overall net work done. We will get like this. And in the problem, they ask us to calculate the optimum pressure ratio for the thermodynamic cycle, a thermodynamic Brayton cycle. To calculate the optimum pressure ratio, we need to differentiate the net work done with respect to pressure ratio and equate that with zero. Then we will get that one. We know that net work done has this value, that term which we have derived now. And when you differentiate with respect to pressure ratio, overall pressure ratio, you will get the term like this, represents in the bottom line of the picture slide. And now we need to equate this equal to 0. That means the minus term will come to the right hand side, and remove the a common in both sides, and you will get the overall pressure ratio. Optimum pressure rise will come like, optimum pressure ratio is equal to or comes like or equal to uh, the T1 divided by T5 multiplied by efficiency, isentropic efficiency of compressor and isentropic efficiency of turbine, all raised to 2 gamma divided by 3 into 1 minus gamma. This is the no, relation which we are going to use to calculate the overall or optimum pressure rise in the turbine cycle. So we know the value of temperature, the maximum temperature and minimum temperature T1, T5, and the isentropic efficiency of compressor and turbine, and also the gamma value. All these value we know that substitute directly in here, we will get the value as 13.6. So the overall optimum pressure ratio for the problem given is 13.6. This is looks very tough. No, it looks tedious. No, when you try to apply the concept which we have learned earlier, the basic concept, it will be very easy. Do not mug up the formula. Directly derive the concept which you have understood already. Then it will be easy. If you practice 2 3 times, it will be easy for you to solve any problem whatever it comes. This is one of the toughest problem that I have taken and solved. The remaining problem will be comparatively easier than what we are solving here. That's all, guys. Today we will see tomorrow in the next video uh, the concept of reheating in the gas turbine. Till then, bye bye. Take care.